All right, guys, this is my update video for the month of August. There is a lot of things I want to get to, and I hope this is not a long video. If it turns out to be, make sure you stay tuned till the end. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of good stuff to talk about. But like in all my videos, I want to talk about shaving. And there's a different, and I wanted to go through, not just reiterate everything that I've been talking about. These last videos I've been doing about shaving it's out there, guys. It's getting pretty bad. I talk to a lot of people. Billy will call me, Bubba will call me and talk to me about when they're at a tournament on people that actually, shave their stuff. The part that I want to talk about in this video are the braggers, and you guys know who they are. You've been around them, played against them or played with them. Is they always talk about how good they are swinging a shaved bat. And I don't want to I know a few of them and that have came up to me and talked about what they're hitting or how far they hit a ball. And I just want to I get mad. I get mad because it's all fake. It's all not real. It's like they're living in this fucking world where, and I know a lot of it's little man syndrome where they want to be that guy. They want to be that guy that everybody looks at. They want to be the guy that hits that home run and everybody in the stands like, you can hear that like, damn, that went far. They want to be that guy. And I'm going to I've played with those guys before. And it bothers me whenever they come up and go, I should be hitting here, Or they'll come up to me and go, well, I hit like 900 yesterday, and I'm like, bitch, please. And it's the braggers, from swinging. And then at the end of the tournament, when they get those little patches, and I kind of want to roll into that too, about the rings and the patches, and they get the MVP or they get the patch that goes, the patch, where all my patches are? They're in the garage, man. They're thrown in a box. Where all my rings are? They're in a box in the garage, man. They're not in the house. They're not displayed. I don't fucking wear them all over my hands because I want to kind of walk on into this. I talked about the shavers that brag about their shit on how far they hit their shit, and I know damn good and well what they're swinging. They don't know it, but I know it. And then they, well, I hit this weekend. I hit this many home runs this weekend, and bitch, I know you're swinging glass. And then when they get the all tournaments or the MVPs and all these tournaments that, the All Americans and MVPs and shit like that, and they brag about it. Like, I hit this weekend. I hit 800 this weekend. I hit 900. I didn't make it fucking out. It makes me fucking laugh, man. It's that little man syndrome. It's that if you got to swing shave shit, there's something fucking mentally wrong with you. I'm just telling you. And I don't let it get to me. The only part that it gets to me is whenever they brag about their shit. They brag about, well, Dave, everybody else is out there doing. I've heard that before because I've called people out before. Not in front of anything, and I've actually asked them, Dave, I've got to keep up with them. Everybody else is doing it. That's the mindset a lot of seniors have out there that shave their shit. And they don't give a shit. They really don't, guys. Something's got to happen to these, people whenever they hurt somebody. That's the big thing. If they hurt somebody, something's got to be done. You hit a pitcher, you knock somebody down, or it look different. The ball looks different coming off the bat, or the exit velocity speed of that ball coming off the bat is like way up there. The umpire's got to have the wherewithal with like saying, hey, there's something going on here. And then it's got to be testing. That bat's got to be pulled. You hit a pitcher, that bat's got to be pulled, and then it's got to be tested, sent back somewhere, get a compression test on it, which I think doesn't mean anything. Whatever, I know it's a step in the right direction. Everybody doing compression tests, you got to weigh them too. You just can't do a compression test. You've got to weigh these bats whenever you get them. And if the weights look kind of weird, a lot of guys will actually, that shave their shit, will actually swing a 24-ounce bat when it says 28 ounce on it. it's just that's a red flag. Compression testing, yeah, you can shave a bat, and I've talked to a ton of people, man. You know, the guys who do it, shave the bats. The actual guy that shaves the bats on the lathe. And he says that brand new shaved bat will pass a compression test. Then when it passes, they take out and hit it, but it kind of loosens it up a little bit still. And I know a lot of you guys ain't gonna like what I'm gonna have to say right here either, but there are certain bats out there, guys, and I don't think a lot of you guys know this. I know this because I cut a lot of my shit open. There are certain bats out there that you can shave that become very high performance. There is a bat shaver, and I'm not going to call out the bats. I'm not going to call out the bats, but there is a certain type of bat that shaves better than another type of bat. Just to let you know, and it has something to do with the layers of carbon and where they put the Kevlar in these bats. So you can take, and they mic them, right? I don't have a mic with me. I actually have a mic, but it's in the garage. They can take a mic, and they can take that bat down. And depending on where they put the layers of carbon on the bat or where they put the Kevlar on the bat, they can shave that bat down to a certain thickness because that's where they get the performance from. And that bat will last longer and have more performance than a different manufacturer of another bat. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. You know, so there's certain bats out there that shave better than other bats that are out there. I'm not going to call the names out. I know what they are, but I'm not going to call the names out on these people because I don't, you know, I'm not going to call anybody. Somebody swinging that bat, I'm not saying they're going to be shaving it because I don't fucking know. I'm just telling you there's certain types of bats out there that you can shave to get better performance on that bat than you can on another manufacturer with another bat. And it's taken down to the same thickness. It's how they layer it. So going from that right into what I want to talk about, there's a lot of people out there that brag about their shit. Brag about their, I don't even know where they're at. Their little patches, you know? And it's been happening for years. As long as I've been around, I got this many, I got that many. There are guys out there that talk about their rings that have. I don't give a shit if you got 30 rings. I really don't. How did you get them? Did you get in a tournament with 1 or 2 teams in it? You know? Did you get in a tournament with less than 4 in that tournament and run it? Or hell, I know this for a fact, guys. Did you get in a tournament with no teams in it, but you traveled to that tournament purposely to get in that tournament with no teams in it? And then you got to play against the 55 AAA, 55 major. You know, you got to play against those guys just to get a few games. You guaranteed 5, but you're the only one in your division, or the only 2 in your division, so you get a fucking ring. That fucking bothers the shit out of me. That right there. And then you fucking brag about your ring that you got. Get 10 fucking teams in a tournament. Get 15 teams in a tournament and brag about your ring. Or brag about your fucking all-tourney. You know, that's why I don't. My shit is put away. I don't you fucking put it in front of you. You know, fucking bothers me because I don't know the situation that you got that in. It could have all been fucking like you played in, you're the only 60 fucking team, 60-year-old team that played in that tournament. So they had you play to get your 5 games in. They had to play you against your 55 last year. And the only reason I'm fucking saying this, guys, because it happened to us. And whenever they say, well, here's your ring, fucking really? All we had to do is show up. That's it. And what bothers me worse than that is the coach that actually put us in that motherfucker. And not the one that was over here that had 7 or 8 in it. You know, because I know, guys, when you move up, I know the scenario, the situation, when you guys move up, it's hard to find fucking teams to play against. It is. I'm talking about when you purposely want that ring or you purposely want that all tournament so you can get in the fucking Hall of Fame. I don't give a shit about the Hall of Fame. If I ever get in the fucking Hall of Fame. Everybody wants to get in that Senior Softball Hall of Fame. Who gives a shit? It's all tainted anyway. It's just fucking tainted. You know, especially when you're bragging about your shit and only 2 or 3 teams in your tournament. Who wants to fucking do that, man? There's no glory in that. The glory is getting in a fucking 10 teams, 15 teams. You know, fucking coming up from the losers bracket, double dipping. That's the fucking glory right there. You know, getting something like that, and you can brag about your shit. And I'm not calling anybody out, guys. This is shit that I've witnessed for 12, 13 fucking years I've been doing this. And it just pisses me off when, well, I got this many, and I'm not gonna, my daughter's texting me, I gotta text her back. You know, well, I got this many, and I only need 2 more to get in the Hall of Fame, and yada, yada, yada. I don't give a shit. How'd you get it? I wanna know how you got it. You know, did you pad the stats a little bit? Is that how you got it? I need to get off that or I'll be here all fucking day. Proton. And I'm gonna jump back and forth. I'm not gonna do like I did before, you know, go from all this other shit. Talk about bats at the end. I'm gonna throw bats in there every once in a while. Proton. Charles Darling called me yesterday. He's got the new and proved he's fixed all his problems. That bat will be coming to me next week sometime. I've already put in my order on what sizes I need. He's already taken care of a few guys that he sent bats out to. Then he called me and said, hey, Dave, you want to kind of give these a test drive? Kind of like what Alan Tanner did. Called me up the other day, you want to give these a test drive on his bat that just made #1. And I just watch the video, guys. Alan Tanner, the AT-18, the bat that he designed for Worth is actually #1. I'm not going to talk too much about that bat, though. Proton, new bat's coming out next week, and I'll do some video on that before I actually tell you, or actually do the review. I kind of want to do, because Worlds are coming up too, kind of want to do some teaser videos on all these bats that are coming out. Mikens, the new Mikens. So what happened with Mikens is Mikens has come out with a gamer series. If you guys remember, they did this last year, maybe the year before, and it really wasn't a gamer series, and I actually said that in the video. This is a real gamer series on the Mikens and the Worth. I haven't swung the Easton, or the new Easton's coming out, but most of those guys are usually together because they're all owned by the same company. I know for a fact that these new Mikens and the Worth are gamer ready. 10 swings, guys, 10 swings, and it's hot. So I'm gonna get the new ones, the Johnny Bailey, Mike Dill, and the Big Cat, Mike Masinko's bat will actually be here next week. Anarchy, I wanna talk about them for a minute. I need to text my daughter back. Tell her don't interrupt me because I'm on a roll here. Oh, it's gonna be 30 to 45 minutes. I'll text you when I'm done. Anarchy, you see this bat right here? It ranked really high. Even the other one, I think the other one's kind of it's a different color. I'm catching hell because I call this a 2022. Now I know it's not a 2022, guys, but let me tell you why I called it a 2022. This bat is a badass bat. I love this bat. It's awesome, lasts a long time. It ranked in my top 5. Actually, I still think it's in my top 5 right now, but it's a badass bat. What happened with 2021 is Anarchy sent me some bats last year. You guys remember the review. I trashed that bat. I said that bat was a piece of shit, wasn't very good. The weight distribution in the bat wasn't very good, and I kind of trashed it a little bit. All of a sudden, about 4 months later, they sent me another one, this one right here. What I did not want to be confused with the last year's model, I did not want you guys going out and ordering a 2021 Anarchy 50 cal, and then them sending you one of the other bats. So what I called this in the review is a 2022, which made you guys look and think. But what I didn't want to happen is, I'm not accusing Anarchy of doing this, but I was playing the safe side. I did not want you guys to order a 2021 50 cal and getting the other one, and then saying anything. I did not want them to get rid of their info because they didn't sell a lot of them bats from last year. They might have some that are actually sitting around that they want to get rid of. So whenever you put out another bat, different color, and in a 50 cal, I'm going to call it the next year's model, and that's what I did. So you don't guys get confused and order 2021. Because basically it's got the same style. It's a 12-inch barrel. The other one was a 13 that ranked really high too on my top 10. So I did that on purpose, not wanting you guys to go back and get a 2021 and get the wrong bat. And I know they're different colors, but you know, when you order from any kind of bat manufacturer, there's people don't know that, and they're just shipping bats out. So you might get, I think it's a white one on the 12-inch, two-piece, 50 cal from last year, and you get it and go, oh, this ain't the same bat. Well, it's not the same bat as this one. This is a badass bat. So that's the reason I put out 2022, and Anarchy told me to try to clear it up. That's a 2021. Well, I'm not going to tell everybody it's a 2021 because I don't want them buying that other piece of shit. That's why I did that. Paul Sadler with Demarini, talked to him yesterday and talked to him about 4 days ago. They have the new Demarinis coming out. They have been talking about this. Larry Carter's a buddy of mine. He's like, Dave, you got to swing this bat. And that's it. That's all he said. And then he puts the sign out where he just, you know. And I'm like, come on, man, you got to give me more than that. And he's like, nope, just you got to swing it. You got to swing it. Well, now I'm getting them next week. They're actually here. They're at a tournament, some tournaments on the East Coast. Jerry Garnett, I was told, is supposed to get a hold of me, and I'm going to get some shipped to me next week. JBI Bat Reviews, guys going, I just heard this last week. Apparently he's calling out a lot of bat companies out there to get him their bats. He'll put 20 swings on them and give you guys what he thinks about every bat going out there. The problem with JBI is he's using that balanced OG Dudley. You guys know what that bat is. That bat, probably one of the hottest balanced bats ever made when it breaks in. He doesn't need to be comparing any of those bats to that bat, although there are some inloads that will beat that bat. I'm just saying, that are actually out there right now. So he will get, if he does it right, there are some bats that will beat, because, you know, always, guys, an inload will outdistance a balanced bat. You know, I don't care what kind of carbon. The carbon in that bat's pretty good on that Dudley OG. But he just needs to do his bat reviews, and that's it. And don't try to compare it against that OG, because there's a lot of bats that are going to fail that test. And that's why he's not getting no reply, because nobody wants to put their bat against the original OG. Those are probably some of the best bats ever made. You know, and then the 2.0s right after that are some of the best bats ever made too. That just the OGs are way above everybody else. But I'm glad he's getting into bat reviews, kind of hear from somebody else other than me and a lot of these other guys out there. Y'all need to subscribe to. There is a SSUSA tournament that actually, I think it's the first one ever in San Antonio. It's going to be played at Normal. I'll give you guys information on how to get into it. I think it's coming up here pretty quick. An SSUSA tournament at Normal here in San Antonio. Reggie is running it. I'll give you guys his contact information, and I hope it's not next week, because I'm just now getting this out. I got a phone call the other day. I talked to him a little bit. His name's Bernie. I can say his last name. He had a vitreous detachment in his left eye. Now let me tell you about this, because a lot of you guys out there, and it actually happened to me a month ago. And I don't know if you guys pay attention to the behind the scenes, you'll notice I've been hitting like shit for the last month and a half. Excuse me. And just so happened, he calls me. Well, I was hitting balls one morning, and there was a big floater in my left eye. Remember, it's the right eye that I have damage in. So I call it, I have 1.5 eyes, because this one still, everything's bent in it. So, and there's some blind spots in it. But other than that, I got used to hitting good with it. And all of a sudden, I get another setback in my left eye. Well, I'm hitting, and and just to give you guys, the symptoms of it, is me and Billy went to go eat, and there is this, when I cut my eye both ways, there's this spark on my left-hand side, kind of like a lightning bolt. Well, that's a red flag. So what happens to the eye is there's a gel in my eye that kind of, every time I move back and forth, you can see it going in front, and there's a round circle, and it's a floater, and it just gets in front of my eye, and it's moving. So it scared the shit out of me, because I thought I was getting a detached retina in my left eye. So I went to my retina next day. I called the doc. It was late, and I said, "Hey man, I've got this problem. Can you see me in the morning?" He said, "Yeah, sure, come on by," because he's the one who did my right eye. So I go by there, and it's called a detached vitreous. That gel part in your eye actually detaches from the wall of the retina. So his big concern was I had a hole or rip in the retina. And I asked him what that flashing was, and he said it's the vitreous that is attached that is pulling against the retina, and it's just, for some reason, it's making that flash. So it's actually stuck a little bit, and his big concern is it could rip the retina. But I got an appointment on the 8th, which is the next couple of days. I'm gonna go in and see him, and he's gonna make sure. He's already looked at it once, everything's good. And what happens to a lot of men, this is a common thing that happens. I didn't know this. This is a common thing that happens to men over the age of 50. Because the gel in the eye, you know, kind of over time, it's not like it was when you're in your 20s. So you can have a detached vitreous. So he's gonna monitor it and make sure that I don't have any holes in the retina, because that's a bad thing, or if I have any rips in the retina. So what he told me is it's gonna take about a month or two to get over this. Like, you can see the floater, you know, in your eye, and it's kind of like it's just a wave, and it almost looks like a, you know, a gel that actually goes with your eye. When it's annoying as shit. But he told me it should take a month, 2 months, maybe 3 months to go away. But if it annoys me so much, there's a surgery that he can do. He'd drain the eyeball, put other fluid in, and get it where it's, you know, pumped back up again, I could say. And then he could fix it that way, but that's surgery. You know, I had 5 on my right eye. I don't want to have surgery on my left eye, so I'm going to give it a little bit of time. Hopefully it'll go away. Well, anyway, Bernie calls me the other day and tells me this, he was diving for a ball and hit the ground. And then he gets up, and it's like it has that. Like he said, he's seen stars, and then he has that where he jerks his eye, and then you can see that little lightning bolt when he jerks his eye. If you guys have that, go to the doc. Have them make sure it's not a detached retina if you guys have that. And a lot of seniors guys out there that have this, are girls that have this and they don't know what it is. Make sure it's not a detached retina, because detached retinas is all about timing. Get to it as fast as you can. On my right eye, I could have lost total vision if I waited on my right eye, but the problem with that is it completely detached, so I was blind in my right eye. They actually put it back together and fixed it, and I could see better. I'm glad they saved the eye, even though I have a distorted vision in my right eye. So the tournaments, the funny part about it is I'm actually posting my games after I had that in my left eye, and you can see that I'm struggling to try to hit the ball, but I'm still out there doing it. And a lot of people are like, this is the first time I've actually talked about it when Bernie called me, because he has the same thing. And I said, hey, just wait. He's gonna see a retina specialist. I said, just wait, you know, my doc's seen it, and it said this should go away over time, but if it's too much of a problem. And here's the deal, the brain is so badass that you can in other words, the brain will actually adapt to the wave, and it'll clear it up. It'll still be there, but the brain will actually quit looking at it. And it's pretty neat how that goes. And I learned a lot of that from the right eye too. So if you guys have this, you got the flashing in the eye, you know, the detached vitreous is something that, and look it up on YouTube. And that's where I got a lot of my knowledge on how it happened, or when it happened, and why it happened too. It's just age. It happens to us guys or women that are out there. Man, I don't know what the hell it is about me that are us. There's some guys out there that doubt where we're hitting at. There's one guy in Florida, I'm not gonna mention his name, but he busts my ass for 13 years on where we're hitting, and he just being a smart ass. You know, he's one of those guys that sits at home in his underwear. And just, you know, he's one of those guys that likes doing this, typing that shit in front of the computer. The place where we hit, it's from the plate, it's 270 feet. Google Earth it. 270 feet from the plate. We hit 30 feet from beyond the plate. If you guys see the balls that hit the ground, right, you'll notice that we're kicking them away because the fence is right here. We just don't clip it on the follow through. But the fence, like when a ball will skip and we'll let a ball go and it'll hit the fence, it'll bounce right back into where we're sitting, and we'll have to hit it back. And it's annoying as shit, but it keeps us from, we're hitting on a 300-foot fence. So just to let my trolls out there that we are hitting on a 300-foot part. I wouldn't do that to y'all, man. Y'all know me too long. I wouldn't go out there and hit on a 250-foot fence. So people doubt me, which is funny as shit. I shipped United States Postal Service for 12 years. I've had one bat being lost. I jumped over to UPS. I've had 3 in the last month and a half bats that have been lost or stolen. So I jumped over to FedEx. 1 bat was stolen. Guys, I have 4 bats stolen in the last 2 months. And the reason I left United States Postal Service is because they went up on their price. $15, and they call it an oversized package. I've been paid for one of them, another one. What they did, this is what UPS did, and it's not the drivers, guys, it's the people in the warehouse. I sent a bat to Steve Webb in Florida. He got the bat. I sent it as a softball bat, 34 inches long. It got there 52 inches long, and it was a curtain rod. So whoever wanted that bat really bad cut the back box in half, added another different box on the end of it, and stuck a curtain rod with a invoice in it. That's how desperate these people in the warehouse that stock these trucks are. So there's 2 things that I did. For one, I got a shit ton of insurance on them. I get $500 insurance on all the bats that I ship now because of that. Another thing I did is I don't ship them anymore. This is one right here. I don't ship them anymore. You see this box? This is going to Steve too. But you see this box? It doesn't have Onyx, it doesn't have Mikens, it doesn't have Anarchy on the outside of it. So that's a red flag. When you ship a bat that has a bat company on the outside of it, these people that want that bat will see, oh shit, I'm gonna go look inside that bat. You know how many boxes? 75% of the boxes that are delivered to me are cut open. Because what they do is they'll pull it out, they'll look at it, oh, okay, I don't want that bat, it's a senior bat. Boom, they'll put it back in there and tape it up and send it off. But if they want to take a chance, and I've had 2 bats stolen already, well, actually 3 bats stolen already, 2 were misplaced. You know, they can't find it. And that's a pain in the ass. It's already been 3 weeks now that I've been dealing for my other 2 bats from UPS to try to get my effing money back. So anyway, guys, just put a lot of insurance on it. That way it's worth your time. Like I was putting $200 insurance, what the bat cost me. And then, but your time, put your time in there. So I put $500 on every bat. So if they lose it, big deal. I make my money. I make, you know, double of what I got paid for the bat back from it. So yeah, just pump your insurance up. Blake Reviews, the 2-piece Blake Reviews. I told you guys I'm not doing that. A lot of people call me and say, where do you rank it? I'm not going to tell you. You know, you guys can look at the behind the scenes video, look at how it's performing, listen to us talk, and that'll kind of tell everything on where the bat is at. But I told you guys I was not going to do a review on the Blake 2-piece and the Blake 1-piece. The 2-piece is better than the 1-piece. I'm just telling you, that's all I'm going to tell you. Both bats are good, but 2-piece is better than 1-piece. Man, I think that's it. There's one more other thing I want to talk about. I don't know if you guys know this. I got an outdoor channel, and I'm going to put a link to it. I want everybody watching this that is a hunter, because I think Larry Carter said this, and me and Larry talk about this, 9 out of 10 softball players, and he said it back then, but I think it's about 8 out of 10 softball players actually hunt in some way, form, or fashion. So I have an outdoor channel I want you guys to subscribe to. It's called Apache Outdoors. And it's actually on, it's been on YouTube for a long time. A lot of you guys don't know about it, but it has me and my son hunting for the last probably 20 years on there, 25 years. Me and my son, when he was a kid, he hunted with me too. And he's actually a real big guide in Baker 3 Ranch here in Texas. He helps run the ranch there, and he's one of the guides there. He just got back from Africa, but it has a lot of exciting, there's some hunts on there too, guys, that if you're squeamish or you don't like seeing animals being shot, I understand that, you know, but, you know, we've been doing this for a long time. We eat everything we shoot, mainly everything we shoot. But if you guys, you know, want to get over and join that, it's called Apache Outdoors. I'll actually put a video up at the end of this one, and you guys can subscribe to me. I need to get that. Listen to this. I got 75 subscribers to Apache Outdoors, and it's actually a lot of access, a lot of whitetail. There's probably a very little hunting. It's actually more of looking at animals. because I like doing that. I like videotaping animals when I go out. I also like hunting them too because they taste really good. So get on there, guys. Subscribe to that. I really appreciate it. Kind of get that. I like to get over 1,000 subscribers within the next couple of months. You know, that way get an income off that too. And we're actually putting more and more videos, a lot more videos up there. You know, as like my son just got back from Africa, and he's got a ton of videos that I want to put up there. So guys, thanks a lot. Subscribe to that. I'll give you a link to it at the end of this. A lot of you guys I know out there that hunt, and I think it would be very enjoyable because it's just a lot of, you know, things that we do when we're out hunting for the last 30 years since I had a camera, and we do this stuff. Thanks for watching. I'll see you out. Oh, Worlds. I'll be at Worlds. I'm not playing with anybody at Worlds. The team that I played with at the beginning of the year is not going to Worlds this year, but I will be at Worlds in September when the 55s and the 60s play, hanging out, talking to people, maybe videotape a few games. Me and the wife are going to go up there and have like a week vacation and just hang out and talk to you guys. Thanks, guys. Guys, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and I've got a couple more here for you to watch. And I've also got a subscribe button, so hit on it and then hit the bell. That way you get notifications whenever I put out another video. Thanks, guys.